Well, good evening and welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin for round 9 of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. And tonight we've got a great game between Nightcliff Tigers and Southern Districts. My name's Liz Cruz and joining me in the commentary box tonight, Stu Davis. Welcome, Stu.
Thanks, Liz. It's should be a good night for footy. A bit of rain earlier in the day, but the weather's good now. And Nightcliff once again this season taking all before them. They lost the first game of the season and have won every one since. So and I think, to be fair, Districts have been a little bit disappointing in some of their results. So looking for them to step up a bit against the ladder leaders tonight. Yeah,
as you said, Tigers sitting first on the ladder with 6 wins and 1 loss. Crocs are sitting fifth with just the 2 wins and 4 losses. And the rain has cleared up and the ground looks like it's held up today. It's been beautiful to have some cooler weather and a bit of rainy round. We've had such a hot build-up. Looking forward to getting this game underway.
Yeah, so Southern Districts have got big Paddy Gallo in the ruck, who's had a good season so far, up against young Marley McGregor, which will be a real test for him. But of course, Nightcliff with quality midfielders that can do the job once the ball's on the ground. And as expected, Gallo gets the first hit out. Ganley gets bumped to ground there, and Nightcliff go forward first, and in the forward pocket the hand pass comes across, but bit of a scramble for the ball in the forward line at the moment, and now the handball's clear and a snap around the corner from Emery, but that's gone too far across the face and through for a behind only.
Some strong body work there by Emery. If his kick was good, would have been a good start for Nightcliff, but Charlie McAdam is going to kick it in now for Crocs.
So McAdam runs out of the square and goes to the outer side of the ground, and the mark's taken out there by Bowden, who's probably had a breakout year. I think he's been in the best form of his NTFL career, and he's been an important player for Southern Districts so far this year.
He went over to Cairns in the off-season and played a bit of footy over there, so
he's certainly looking fitter than he has done, I think.
Yeah, might have come straight into the season fit, as we see a free kick there awarded to Nightcliff, and it looks like Ryan Nyhouse sporting the mullet there.
Yeah, Dylan Barry was caught with the ball. There's some confusion here. I'm not sure what's going on. Looking at the football, I think. No, there's a change of decision, is it?
The players
no, they are calling for another football.
Yeah.
We had this problem last week, I think. There's a football went flat or something.
We did, behind the goals.
Bo Schwartz has kicked that one all right, though.
And Michael Bowden's grabbed another one, so that'll make its way down to the far side over there in front of the big screen.
So just checking now. It reminds me of cricket when they change the ball. Just check that the condition's okay, and
everyone's happy with it.
That's Nyhouse. Eventually gets to take his free kick. He goes to the outer side of the pocket on the half forward flank. Melville hand pass with the left hand, doesn't get over his opponent immediately in front of him. Picked up and hand passed out there by Schwartz, and eventually Farah ends up with it. He drills the ball along the wing, but and it slips over the top now, and here's an opportunity for Districts through Dean Staunton. He kicks to an open forward line. It's a one-on-one down here. Ross was being held according to the umpire, and will get the free kick, and he'll kick for goal from about 30 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, well, Captain Dean Staunton running through the middle in there, getting the ball into Jonathan Ross. So this would be a great start for Southern Districts if they could get this one on the board.
Yeah, they really kept that forward line open for a one-on-one, backed Ross in, and he's another one that's had a pretty good season. He's kicked a number of goals, and he's right up there, I think, in the leading goal kickers. So kicks on the way, but that one's not his best effort. He's dragged that to the left, and a minor score only. And really, Districts need to make the most of these early opportunities that they get.
Absolutely. Jonathan Ross, second season for Crocs in the NTFL. He's originally from Red Hill in the Mornington Peninsula Nepean Football League. So just 1 point apiece at the moment at the 3.5 minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
So the ball comes to the grandstand side of the ground. Reaching over the top there for Districts is Lee Williams, and he takes a good contested mark there, and Now looking to centre the ball inside forward 50. Sean Wilson gets up, gets a hand to it and follows up his own work, but he's caught his opponent high there, and Ganley it is who sees Ross on the lead again, I think, and hits it onto his chest out in front. So a good build up again, good pass inside forward 50, and Ross just quick off the mark and difficult for defenders to stop those. So Ross with a second set shot opportunity, and he'll be kicking from about 25 out. Looks like he's pulled this one left as well. So 2 real opportunities missed there for Southern Districts, and both of them from Jonathan Ross. So it's Nightcliff with the opportunity to bring it out of defence again. Nyhouse goes short to Wills, just forward of the goal square, and now Wills chips sideways back to Nyhouse in the back pocket, and he slows things up again. He's got a free over this side and uses that, and the mark's taken by Geekus out here. Just chipping the ball around a bit. Punch from behind by Duffy. Ross picks up but runs over the boundary line, and it will be a boundary throw in between, well, basically at right half forward for Southern Districts.
Yeah, Geekus probably just a bit slow with his kick there. He did have Politis free for a minute and then sort of kicked to the contest rather than to a player, and the ball's gone out. So let's see if Crocs can get that ball back into their 50-metre zone and make the most of it and get an early goal.
So McGregor keeps his feet and taps the ball down. Hand pass comes out to McGregor, who's followed up his good work, and North also involved there, but couldn't keep the ball inside the field of play, and it'll be another boundary throw in.
McGregor looks like he's been in the gym, Stu. He's definitely bulked up, hasn't he?
He certainly has, and another one of their youngsters that's been in good form is Wade Dirksen, but he's not playing tonight. He's been doing a bit of their ruck work as well. So Farah thumps that one forward. Nyhouse comes across and chops it off. His handball smothered over the boundary line by Schwartz, and another boundary throw in. So not much happening scoreboard wise or getting it away from the boundary at the moment.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lock-up situation at the moment, but McGregor, one of those under-18s that pushed through. Jason Rowe would have coached him, I think, in under-18s, and then he played in that senior premiership in the 2019-20 season as Brody Philo kicks it down the wing, but it's going to go to a Southern Districts.
Fraser Driscoll across half-back. Solid defender. That's not his best kick, and now the opportunity there through Bailey Edwards, who's been in good form for Nightcliff. He kicks inside forward 50. Charlie McAdam works back and cleverly taps it back and through the hands with Ganley across to Driscoll, but the kick misses the target and bounces out of bounds on the outer wing.
Charlie McAdam's been busy for Crocs in the back line so far. Another one of their premiership players when they beat Buffaloes on that famous Wednesday night, Stu.
Yes, a few years ago. Weather interruptions that season again, and yeah, it was one of the all-time great grand finals, as well as last year's, of course, which was the draw in extra time. But so it's the big fella Robertson gets the free kick and kicks to the outer side of the ground. Districts pull it back inside now, and the mark's taken by Jake McQueen, just forward of centre. There's another whistle on the play here. I think it's a free kick inside forward 50, and it's going against Nathan Russell, and it's the big fella Lee Williams who'll take the kick. Williams has been in pretty good form, but his goal kicking has been absolutely dreadful of late. He'd be looking to start confidently now, and of course Districts have already had the 2 missed set shots so far in this quarter, and Williams now comes in. His kick's on the way. I think he likes it. The goal umpire likes it. The first goal's on the board, and that's a confidence booster for Williams and for Districts. And really, Liz, in the early stages of this quarter, Districts have had all the running, I would have thought.
Absolutely. It's the 8.5 minute mark of the first quarter, and apart from that, early shot on goal by Nightcliff, Yeah, been all districts. So the score now 1-8, leading Nightcliff, just the one behind, as I said, 8.5 minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium. So Coach Matty Cannard would be happy with that, especially after the first two missed shots. Lee Williams kicking a goal.
So changing the ruck for both sides. It's Dean Robertson who will be going up against Clenky for Nightcliff, but Dylan Barry wins the clearance for Southern Districts, drives the ball long inside forward 50, and running with the flight of the ball was Jake McQueen. Took a nice mark looking over his shoulder, and McQueen has really impressed over the last couple of weeks. He's a hard running midfielder coming to this district side and gives them plenty of drive, and now he's got an opportunity to hit the scoreboard as well.
Well, he's got VFL experience from the Essendon Bombers, and so should have a good kick off the boot. That's missed as well.
Pulled that to the left, so
they've all missed to the left today. Maybe it's a bit windy out there.
Well, looking at the flags on the other side, looks like there's virtually none. So
I was trying to cover for the Crocs guys then, Stu.
Just technique, I think.
But yeah, Jonathan Ross. Sorry, not Jonathan Ross. Jake McQueen, VFL recruit from Essendon Bombers, and also played with East Point Football Netball Club in the Ballarat Football League, which is a pretty strong comp down there in Victoria.
So Nightcliff have worked the ball outside defensive 50, and now just looking for options coming out of defence. Eventually goes through the hands, and just no clear movement of the ball. They're getting stifled a bit by Southern Districts, but a free kick's been found, and an opportunity here for Sam Harper.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. They're really, Crocs are running with them and really shutting down their hand pass options and stifling Nightcliff.
So it's North on the end of that, kicks long towards the top of the goal square. It's punched over the back and tidied up back there by Delahaye for Southern Districts, and a free kick's been found here, hands in the back, and switched by Duffy to the outer side, but that's a dangerous kick and poorly executed really, and pretty easy work there for Kyle Emery to chop that one off, and he'll go back for a set shot from about 30 yards out. A really bad option, I think, and Emery's been in red hot form really for Nightcliff this year. He and Melville up forward have been terrific, so I'm sure that he'd be pretty confident as he comes in. He's got a decent run up on this one, back about 40 metres I reckon, but coming in slowly, and of course he's been at Nightcliff for a number of years now and also spent some time at Palmerston, Liz. He
did, and he's sitting on 16 goals this season, but he hasn't added to his tally as that one goes through for a behind. So Southern District still leading 1-3-9, leading Nightcliff the two behinds.
So McAdam to Driscoll on the outer side of the ground. They bring it grandstand side here, and was McQueen again involved in the action, but some strong work by McGregor down there. His hand pass was intercepted, tapped forward now, and an opportunity for Districts to go forward once again. The long kick by Ganley goes inside forward 50, but a free kick's been found here, and it'll go Nightcliff's way to Nathan Russell at half back for Nightcliff. Nightcliff kicking towards the Michael Long centre end of the ground this time. His kick, a bit fortunately I think, finds Politis on the lead right down in front of the grandstand. Chips the ball further afield. The big fella for Districts got in the way there, big Paddy Gallo, and interfered with, had his hands to the ball, and so mark or free kick either way I think is his. He hands it off to McAdam now. McAdam just bombs it long down forward. There's plenty of Nightcliff players there, but they spoil each other basically in the end, and now the hand pass comes out from Howe, gets it to McGregor, who runs down the wing, kicks long, and again it's Emery on the end of that. Judged at best, takes the mark, kicks long to the goal square. Kick looks pretty good. He's just hooked that one a bit and through for a behind once again.
So a third point on the board for Nightcliff now, trailing Southern Districts, who've kicked 1-3-9 at the 13.5-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin, as that ball gets pushed through the middle again. But Nightcliff, Shawnee Wilson going to mop it up there, and I think it was that Deary again.
Well, Philo was involved for sure, and the kick goes forward. That looks like a slap over the shoulder, and it'll be a free kick to Trent Melville, deep in that right forward pocket.
As you said, Trent Melville, another key forward for Nightcliff, along with Kyle Emery, and he's won their leading goal kicker in the league in the past, so Nightcliff would be pretty happy to have him up in the forward line having a shot on goal.
Also a Cheney medalist for best on ground in the grand final, and he's been terrific for Nightcliff since he came here a few years ago. Yeah,
he spent a year on NT Thunder's list as well, as we see that kick go across the face of goal for a behind, but yeah, he's certainly got an impressive resume when you wrap up his last few years in the NTFL after coming up from South Australia.
Yeah, played in a premiership for Tea Tree Gully just before he came up here as well, so he's been part of plenty of successful sides as Delahaye gets it on the end of this kick out, and he marks just on the outer side, goes wider again. Duffy on the lead out there, takes it on the chest, and looking for McAdam further around the wing, so just chipping the ball nicely now, and he was going to go short looking for Ganley, but that opportunity got chopped off. Mark was spilt there by Rusker, and now Nightcliff coming out of defence, but a strong tackle. Play on's the call through the hands, and just a bomb kick forward, and that's chopped off by Duffy once again. So Matt Duffy short this time to Ganley. Ganley chips inboard looking for McQueen. McQueen takes it in the hands, and he's got a player running from defence. That's Bowden being chased by Emery. The bounce wasn't really kind for him. Sat up, and Bowden was able to drag him down as he took possession. They're still fighting for the ball. Ganley comes in to lend assistance. Strong use of the body. Good work by Bowden to get a hand in there. Schwartz through the hands to Ganley. Ganley on the left drills it in. Staunton on the end of it spilt the mark, but recovered well. Has a flying shot at goal. It's going close. It's going close to the line. It's going all the way through. And that's a fantastic goal from Staunton from about 50 metres out. So the set shots have been missed all over the place, but that snap from 50 out from the captain, Dean Staunton, straight through, and Districts with the only 2 goals of the game on the board.
Yeah, what a captain's goal there by Dean Staunton. And speaking of impressive resumes in the Northern Territory, he's another fella who's got one. He's a pretty quiet, he's a lovely, humble guy who leads by example. He was a 17-18 premiership player for Crocs. He was their 18-19 best and fairest. He was a 2011 NT Thunder premiership player, and he's played with Crocs for, about 13 years. I'm pretty sure he came through the juniors as well. So
he did. He was part of the Thunder junior program all those years ago, and he's been a fantastic servant for them.
There's a great leader down there at Southern District. So the score now 2-3-15 to Nightcliff, 4 points, 4 behinds.
So Wills gets it across to Nyhouse. Nyhouse drills it round the outer side of the ground, and it's Deary, I think, through the hands to Geekus, back to Deary on the left foot. Kicks high and wide, and got a player on the lead out there, but the mark couldn't be taken by Harper. And flying in there was McQueen again. Good skills, picked the ball up, got the hand pass inboard to McAdam. He hands it back to McQueen. There's a free kick paid, and a throw's been called. But McAdam wants to argue about that one, but you're not going to change it.
No point arguing.
It's a free kick to Sam Harper at left half forward. He chips in short where he's got a free player down here, and just too much space given there. And the mark's been taken in the left forward pocket by Bailey Edwards. Edwards had a really strong game last week, almost best on ground, I would have thought, and he's another one that's been obviously in good form for Nightcliff, and he'll go back and have a shot for goal. So just runs inside 50 now. The kick's on its way. Looks like it's drawing back nicely. It's a beautiful kick off the boot, and judged it perfectly. Normally down that end of the ground that they push across the face of goal, but he's got the hook on that perfectly to drag it back in. So Nightcliff have got their first goal on the board to Bailey Edwards, and a bit of a slow start for Nightcliff, but obviously they're right in the game.
Yeah, a good kick there. We would call that the Darren Ewing pocket back in the day, Stu. But as you said, it's a hard place to kick a goal from. But Nightcliff would be happy to get that on the board. I'm sure their coach Chris Bucks would be happy after missing the first 4 shots. So the score now, Nightcliff 1-4-10, trailing Southern Districts 2-3-15 at the 19-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
So up high was Clenky for Nightcliff, got his hands to the ball. Philo in the middle, ducks one way, back the other, kicks the ball down to centre half forward where Ryan Moo takes the mark. Moo has a running player, chips in short, and that's Budrick, I think, that's chipped in and taken that mark. So Jess Budrick, he just rewarded for some hard running there, ran into some space and took the mark about 30 metres out directly in front, and an opportunity to put Nightcliff in front.
Yeah, Budrick originally from Catherine. He's played for Nightcliff for a number of years and also was on the Thunder list as well when that used to exist, and we'll see what he does with this kick.
Chipped at it a bit, but knew exactly what he was doing, straight over the umpire's head and through for a goal. So 2 in a row to Nightcliff, and they quickly snuff out that lead that Districts had built early. Yeah,
2 goals in a minute, so that really quickly changes the score. 2-4-16, now leading Southern Districts 2-3-15 at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. A good goal there by Jess Budrick.
So just waiting for the restart here, and Nightcliff with those last 2 goals, as Liz said, snatched the lead. Robertson this time wins the hit out, and Farah wins the clearance for Districts. There's a bit of a wrestle at half forward. Play on's the call. Oh, cleverly tapped out of the hands by McQueen there. He's tackled after he picks up the ball, somehow manages to get a boot to it, and mark's claimed and paid at half back. North hands it off to Wilson. Wilson goes out wide, and mark's taken out there by Edwards, but his kick is chopped off by Josiah Farah just outside 50. He kicks in short, and mark's taken here by Harry McGuinness at centre half forward for Southern Districts.
Yeah, a lovely, well executed kick there by Josiah Farah.
And following up from reading the play and chopping off to get the intercept and turnover. So
it's a really important player for Southern Districts.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'd love to have his brother in the side as well. Haven't seen him all year.
No, I think he's playing in Div 1 this season. There wasn't.
All right. So McGuinness kicks. That's not going to trouble the scorer, but some good body work down there by Fisher, and he takes the mark only a couple of metres out from goal, but he'll have to go round on a pretty acute angle, I would think. Williams it is, sorry.
Yep.
And he's just settled things down a bit now, and just see how it goes with this one. He doesn't come around too much, just lays it across the boot and puts it through for his second goal. So after I said that he's had the horrors in front of goals over the last couple of weeks, he's started really positively today with 2 goals from 2 shots. So puts Districts back in front.
Yeah, 2 goals. So a chopping lead there. Southern Districts have hit the lead again, 3-3-21 to Nightcliff 2-4-16, and I'm sure the coaching box at Southern Districts, Maddie Cannard and Shannon Rusker's usually in there. So they would be happy that they got the lead back after Nightcliff hit the lead a couple of minutes ago. Coming up to the 23-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season.
Clenky up high again, ball on the ground. Lightus gets the hand pass forward. But, he was tackled after he got rid of the ball and awarded the free kick. Looking both ways now. Eventually decides to go straight down the ground. Districts have got some numbers there, but the ball gets through to Melville with the hand pass. Now hand pass back again to Edwards. Edwards had his jumper pulled as he tried to burst through there, and was enough to affect his kick and bounced along the ground and over the boundary line in the right forward pocket. So some good pressure defence again from Southern District.
Yeah, well done, Southern Districts, because Edwards was coming through like a train there. Very fast.
On the restart, Robertson in front. Plenty of players around the ball here, and ball up's called right forward pocket. So almost 24 minutes into this first quarter. Wouldn't be too much time left, I wouldn't think. Duffy's in there, he's on the bottom of the pack. Fisher's out a hand pass. Quick kick goes forward, but it's Nightcliff on the end of this as that hand pass comes across, but it's chopped off by Bo Schwartz for Southern Districts. He kicks the ball round the outer side, but working back there was Deary. He got tackled and the ball spilled out. Quick kick forward by Howe, but just along the ground. Schwartz again in the way. Hand passes looking for a teammate. That's chopped off by Budrick. Oh, he's cartwheeled over his head. But play on's the call, and then eventually a ball up as Bo Schwartz drags himself up eventually, and it's a ball up just forward of centre on the outer side of the ground for Nightcliff. Bit of ping pong as the ball tried to work away from that congestion of players. There's a whistle on the play, and the free kick's been found to Big Robertson once again.
Got some tall timber in their team today, Crocs. As the siren sounds to indicate the end of the first quarter, Southern Districts 3-3-21 leading Nightcliff 2-4-16. Stu, the Crocs would have to be happy going into the first break in the lead.
Definitely. I think most people coming to the ground wouldn't have expected Districts to be in front at quarter time, so it sets up for a great contest for the rest of the game. Let's hope the pattern continues. Yeah,
absolutely. We'll go to the break and we'll be back very soon.
You know what great mates Territorians can be.
Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car,
As you know they will.
you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know.
So get a quote today.
TIO. We're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club has been renovated. Come check out our brand new cafe, open 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gathering or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
We're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the second quarter of this round 9 game between Nightcliff and Southern Districts, and it is Southern Districts in the lead by about a goal, Stu, which we probably didn't expect before the game.
That's right, real contest on our hands, and again they look like getting the clearance. McQueen just misses the target there, and Duffy reaching for it, couldn't get it, but Nightcliff trying to force it forward, but it's picked up down here by Lehman. He hand passes forward to Duffy. Duffy kicks out wide into space, but it's Nightcliff first there in defence. Howe gets it the kick across ground, and Nike's taken here by Hopkins, who hands it off to Deary, who chips forward, and Nyhouse tackled as he hand passed, and Farah swooped on that and now kicks forward. Oh, it's just gone over the head of his teammate down there, and picked up in defence by Nick Howe, and he rushes it through for a behind. He's allowed to play on from that one. Did that pretty quickly. Wilson comes out of defence now, kicks down the ground, and he'll be on the end of this one again as Nightcliff go forward, inside forward 50. Looks like Emery coming out on the end of this one, and pretty clinical use of the ball all the way through the corridor there, and Kyle Emery just got the jump on his defender, took the mark diving forward about 30 out directly in front.
Yeah, clever play by Kyle Emery. Just his player lost sight of the ball and Kyle kept his eyes on it, and that was the difference. So a really good mark. Geez, he's gone back a long way though.
Yeah, he did last time as well.
See what he does with this one.
Yeah, very deliberate, obviously, in his approach, and gets a bit of momentum now. Kicks on its way. It's straight through the middle. He likes it. So Nightcliff regain, well, they don't regain the lead, but they level scores early in this second quarter, and a good finish there for Emery after he'd had a couple of opportunities in the first quarter and couldn't convert from them.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that kick. Went straight over the goal umpire's head. They didn't even have to move. And as you said, the score's now level at 3-4-22 apiece. So Emery joining Jess Boderick and Bailey Edwards as goal kicker for Nightcliff, while for Crocs, Dean Staunton has one and Lee Williams has a couple for the Crocs.
So from the restart, Gallo gets the hit out. Farah's in there again, hand pass forward, but Philo swooped on that, got it back to Sean Wilson. Wilson chips it out to the grandstand side here, and the mark's taken by Bailey Edwards. He drills it into North, just inboard. He goes across the ground again. This one falls short of Wilson. He's in some trouble, but good enough to get out of it. Hand passes back to North, back again by hand to Wilson. Wilson goes the longer option out here, but the mark's spilt hit down here by Hopkins, but was able to recover and get it to Howe. Howe hand passes inboard to McGregor, but McGregor's overcooked that one, and looking for Budrick down here on the boundary line, just kicked it over his head and out of bounds on the full. And Dylan Barry will take the kick in when it comes back from over the fence.
Yeah, some really good pressure by Crocs today. They're just not allowing Nightcliff to play their natural game.
Ganley picks that one up on the half volley, but his hand pass missed the target, and Will's got a kick forward. That's one bounces over the boundary line and will be a boundary throw in at half forward for Nightcliff, kicking to the airport end of the ground in this second quarter.
Field umpires today, Ashlyn Gardner, Jacob Port and Angus Laplacier in the green. Doing a good job out there so far.
So the boundary throw, McGregor uses his strength and wins the ball and kicks forward, and Ryan Moo gets himself on the end of it and takes the mark out in some space. So yeah, said he looked like he'd been in the gym. He certainly got big Paddy Gallo out of the way in that ruck contest, and quick on the boot, and he put it in space, and fast small forwards get the opportunity to get on the end of it. So Ryan Moo has a set shot at goal now. It's going all the way to the line. It looks like it's just going to sneak over, and that's another goal to Nightcliff. And Ryan Moo, who's had a good season. He's him and Liam Holt-Fitz have as usual been live wires up forward, and he's having to do it all by himself without Fitzy, who's injured at the moment, Liz.
Yeah, Ryan Moo's been at Nightcliff since under 14s, which was way back in 2011, so he's a premiership player as well. So as you said, Liam Holt-Fitz out with injury today, as is Cammy Eilert and Nathan Brown, who are two of Nightcliff's absolute superstars. So they'll be missing them, but I think they're out for a few weeks, so they need to work out their team in the meantime, you know.
Well, it gives people opportunities, and need depth to be a premiership contender, which they have been the last 3 years. That's a good tackle. Great on tackle. Evans. Just just grabbed one arm and the jumper, and he had no opportunity to get rid of the ball. That's a fortunate kick forward as well, but McQueen gets on the end of it, and he's looking to play on now. Gets bumped as he kicked the ball, but no problem there. He's looking for Driscoll out here. Melbourne worked back with him and got the fist of the ball. Rusker does well to take the ball out of the congestion there and sprint away, has a bounce. Now hooks the ball back with his left foot back inside the corridor, but Sean Wilson reading it back there, chopped in and took the mark, and passed it off to Howe, who brings the ball close to the boundary line. In fact, it misses everyone down there and bounces out of bounds for a boundary throw in.
Sean Wilson, he'd be up there with your Cammy Eilerts and your Phil Wills in one of the best gets that Nightcliff have got in the last few years, wouldn't he?
Absolutely. His career's just taken off since he's gone to Nightcliff, and every year he seems to get better and better, and he's been a great recruit for them. And from the restart, North Court with the ball, Staunton just leaps a hand pass over the top. Duffy does similarly. This time it's chopped off by Klenke. He got tackled and got the hand pass forward. A hack off the ground by Wills, sees the ball advance for Nightcliff forward of centre, and now Edwards tried to kick it off the ground. He was clear in space if he could have done that, but Districts have repelled instead, and Staunton takes a good mark in traffic and plays on straight away, kicks the ball inside forward 50. Deary coming across and cleaning up for Nightcliff, and that's a wild kick off the side of the boot.
In soccer, you'd call that an own goal.
I think deliberate's been called here.
Wow.
So it's a free kick. It's Ganley that's going to take the free kick. went through over the behind line. He wastes no time, hooks the ball around on the left foot, and that's through for a goal. So, yeah, reward for some of the pressure that Districts have been putting on. And as we said, Staunton involved again, took a mark in traffic, played on straight away, got the ball forward, and that gives their forwards the opportunity before the defence can set up.
Yeah, and a goal to Jack Ganley. He's been recruited from the Ballarat Football League and played for East Point Football Netball Club. He's also played for Ararat in the Wimmera Football League, so a bit of country Victoria experience there. As we see the score now go to Southern Districts 4-5-29, leading Nightcliff 4-4-28. So a 1-point ball game, as they say, Stu.
Yeah, still a great contest here, and Nightcliff, Southern Districts aren't going away. They're fighting, and I've been pretty impressed with their defensive pressure so far today as they clear the ball again down towards half forward. Ganley's there again and works the ball to the front, tapped it in front of himself now. He's caught, tries to get the hand pass. It slewed off the side of the fist really and out of bounds for a boundary throw, and I think a result he'd probably be pretty happy with in the end.
Yeah, Nightcliff probably would too. Good pressure there by Nicholas Howe in the 24 jumper.
So from the boundary throw in, this one falls a bit short, and have another
again.
go at that one. I think the two ruckmen were a bit optimistic about how far that was going to get thrown in anyway, but they're standing a lot closer now for the re-attempt, and McGregor reaches over the top, hooks it forward, just toe poked off the ground down there by Budrick, who followed up, but Staunton's on the bottom of the pack, got a hand pass forward and was tackled high in doing so. So he'll go back and take the free kick, and started pretty well today, Liz.
Oh, he's great. I love Dean Staunton. He's such a ripping fellow, and he's probably the smallest bloke out there and gives 200% every game.
Handed it off to Farrer, and he kicked forward and taken off the hands of the pack down there by Lee Williams, and there's no problem with Williams when he's kicking for goal. He's got 3 straight today. So
yeah, well, he's a bit of a superstar down south for Norwood in the Eastern District League, where he's kicked over 700 goals, so we're told, and also spent time on Melbourne and Casey and Williamstown's list, so that's a pretty good footy resume, Stu, 700 goals.
Absolutely. 700 kicks is a pretty good resume, but he's started today in really good goal kicking form. He's got 3 already and hasn't looked like missing.
No, and that was a beautiful, he just, read the play and took his time kicking the goal and didn't rush it. So the score now 5-5-35, Southern Districts leading Nightcliff 4-4-28 at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter here at TIO Stadium. Got a game on our hands.
We certainly have. Robertson for Districts wins this hit out. Ball on the ground. McGregor's fighting in there again for it. The Edwards gets a hand pass out as he's tackled. That's a swinging hand pass, and Farrer again on the end of it eventually gets the clearance for Districts. It goes right down to half forward, but Nightcliff strong in defence, work it through the hands. Wilson chips it wide out there to Howe, and they take the ball around the outer side of the ground, but just a hand in there allowed the ball to go through to Schwartz, who hand pass wide to Staunton. He goes long down the outer half forward flank, and McGuinness takes the mark. He swings around on the left, looking for Williams again, off hands, well read down there, and the hand pass comes over. McQueen's in a heap of space at the top of the goal square, and he makes no mistake, and they pump through another. So that's 3 in a row for Southern Districts, and Nightcliff coaching staff will be starting to worry a little bit. I think they look to be in pretty red-hot form, Districts, early in this game.
Yeah, how good was that? Lee Williams just crashing the pack. He knew he was in a 2-on-1 situation, but he just got the ball to ground to advantage his team, and Jake McQueen finishing with a goal. So a VFL recruit, as we said, from the Essendon Bombers, another one with some really good footy resume. At the 11.5-minute mark of the second quarter, it's now Southern District 6-5-41 leading Nightcliff 4-4-28.
So we shouldn't really be surprised that Southern District's competitive. There's plenty of talent in their side. It's just that they haven't been able to put it together consistently so far this season. So,
and yeah, they had a really good competitive game last week and got close. So certainly not to be taken lightly. Have a look at their coaching staff even. Yeah. Richard Tambling, Shannon Ruskin, Matty Cannard, and I saw Billy Feeney out there too at the huddle. So those fellas would have well over 1,000 games playing. I think Billy Feeney played, what, 200 or 300 games? 300 games, yeah. Yeah, son of former Crocs player Robbie and nephew of Shannon.
So looking for McQueen on the outer side. He just held his ground. That went over the top. He flicks a hand pass over the top. Staunton's coming in but can't get there. Wilson through the hands but misses the target. And McGuinness again on the left. He missed. Staunton's at the bottom of the pack. Fighting hard for the ball, but it spills out now. Just being bounced around, and now Dylan Barry in there couldn't take control, but Philo could, and he runs away with a pass to the outer side of the ground.
It's a good matchup, Barry and Philo. Dylan Barry's won a league best on ground medal down in Alice Springs, and we all know Brody Philo's been a standout player for the last few years in a number of competitions.
So Melville got it forward to Harper. Harper was tackled as he tried to hand pass. He's in there again, picks up, gets tackled again, and hand passes forward. Was slung after he got the hand pass out, and it'll be a free kick downfield. Ryan Moo will take the kick. I think he's reluctant to. He's trying to say that Sam Harper should get the free kick, but it was a after disposal free kick, so Moo will take it, and he'll be kicking from about 40 metres out on a slight angle.
He's already kicked one, so I'm not sure why he doesn't want to take this one.
No,
but Sam Harper, a recruit from the Bendigo Football League this season.
So Moo's kick on the way, and just hung that one out to the right a bit, and behind only. Kyle Emery was drifting past after coming off the bench, but eventually told Moo to settle and take the kick himself. But
the score now, Southern District 6-5-41, leading Nightcliff 4-5-29. The lights are on here at TIO Stadium. It's got a bit dark, and Michael Bowden will take...
Side, that's a beautiful kick. He didn't have to break stride as he took that. He's called to play on now. Chips it along the grandstand wing, and McQueen ducks in, takes a beautiful mark. His kick's not his best as it wobbles it in towards half forward, but Staunton with strength just took the ball cleanly and shrugged off his opponent. Kicked it out wide to Rusker, who plays on with a bounce on the outer side of the ground. Chips in short, and now District's an opportunity again going forward, and McGuinness is on the end of this one. And good use of the ball from half back and across the ground by Southern Districts. And Staunton again prominent in that piece of play.
And how fast was Brandon Rusker running through there to get the ball in? Showing a fair bit of toe. Dean Staunton been outstanding today so far though for Southern Districts.
Harry McGuinness with the set shot. Kicks on the way now. It looks pretty good. It's gone straight through the middle. That was a pretty difficult angle. A couple of his earlier kicks that hadn't come off the boot too cleanly, but no problem at all with that one. And another goal, so 4 in a row to Southern Districts now, and they're really putting on the pressure.
Are they what? That score now, 7-5-47, leading Nightcliff 4-5-29 at the just coming up to the 16-minute mark of the second quarter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goal kickers now for Southern Districts, Stu.
Yeah, that's right. I think the scoreboard hasn't quite caught up. They should be 8 goals now, I would think, and I'm sure that'll get rectified soon enough. But looking for set forward, but no one can take it cleanly out of there. Coming through the Districts was Elder, got a hand pass but was chopped off, and Nightcliff win the ball around the outer side of the ground. Moo chips it forward down towards half forward. It slips over the back, and Budrick runs onto it. There's a free kick here. It's going to go to
Kyle Emery.
Kyle Emery on the outer side of the ground. He's looking to move the ball quickly inside 50 now. Kicks long. It's going right to the goal line. It's going all the way, in fact. And a fantastic finish there from Kyle Emery. Some good work on the goal line by Sean Wilson just to make sure that the District's defender didn't get his hand to the ball. But I think that was sailing through anyway. And a great finish to Emery, and he kicks his second goal for the quarter. Yeah,
this well done to Kyle Emery, just pulling back that margin now. Nightcliff 5-5-35 trailing Southern Districts 47, and Kyle Emery is a plumber, by trade. He works with Sam Talbot, who used to play for Palmerston, but they would have played together at NT Thunder. So and they do a bit of work with Noodles McFarlane from St Mary's, who's got Jacko Calder and big Brent Renouf working for him. So all the NTFL boys sticking together with their trades outside of the game. Good to see.
So North this time for Nightcliff. Bursts away from the centre, kicks long towards goal. He's just hooked this from the left though, and it's going to stay in the field of play. Good work back there by Driscoll. Ducks around Evans, who was in pursuit, and just thumps the ball down the grandstand wing here. First to the ball for Nightcliff was Hopkins, but he couldn't control it and worked it out of bounds. And we'll have a restart with a boundary throw in just around from the Nightcliff interchange bench.
Whoever's washing the white Southern District's uniforms will be happy this week. Getting a bit muddy out there.
Philo on the end of that hit out, but eventually it's Politis who clears the ball down towards half forward. Schwartz did well at the back, controlled the ball and then kicked it out wide, but Nyhouse is first there for Nightcliff in front of Barry and takes a good contested mark.
Yeah, beautiful hands there. As we know, he's got that AFL and waffle experience, Ryan Nyhouse.
Kick down there where Politis jumped high but couldn't take the mark, and Farah just slices his way out of defence and chips the ball into the centre of the ground where Matt Duffy takes the mark. Duffy looking to go long. McGuinness again on the end of this one, just gets nudged under at this time. Play on's the call and the ball on the ground. Ross is in there. Looks like he had his head down and was caught high. The umpire's seen it that way, and he'll get the free kick, and he'll be kicking for goal from just inside 50.
Well, he had 2 shots on goal in the first quarter, but wasn't able to score a major, so he'll be looking for his first goal here up the Michael Long centre end.
So Jonathan Ross comes in now called to play on. The kick's swinging back. That's again a terrific finish, and that's 2 at that end that have swung opposite to what we would normally expect, but obviously the players know what they're doing down there, and that's a great finish and by contact, but a great finish. Yeah,
clever play there by Jonathan Ross. As we said, he's from Red Hill in the Mornington Peninsula in the PN Football League in his second season for the Crocs, and the score now 8-5-53. Crocs leading Nightcliff 5-5-35, so a 3-goal lead at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
Yeah, it just ticked into time on, but there'll be a bit. There's been a number of goals scored, so from the restart, Robertson, but again McGregor's up high and the ball spills out. Quick kick forward by Elder for Districts, but first there for Nightcliff is Nick Howe, and takes a mark out in front of Ganley. Chips short to the outer side of the ground and finds his captain in Philip Wills. Wills keeps the ball wide. Just Driscoll nudged his opponent under the ball then, but spilt the mark. Duffy's in the action at the bottom of the pack again, and there's a whistle on the play, and looks like it'll be a ball up.
Matt Duffy's another one who's been busy today, Stu. I've heard you say his name a number of times. Doing a good job there for Crocs.
Another one that was a Southern Districts junior and come through the ranks. So shout out to his mum Annette, who's a long-term trainer and with NT rep sides in Southern Districts, and I think she's just having a break from it this year. So
hard-working lady she is.
Yep.
See that ball get turned over there. Nightcliff taking a good mark over there in front of the Wanderers shed.
Well, the short pass isn't the best, and but some support comes in. Wilson hand passes backwards. That attempted hand pass is smothered. Elder's in there again, and so too is Howe for Nightcliff. Deary gets a kick across, but gets hit as he kicked the ball. It'll be it's going back to him, I think. Yeah. So
yeah, I don't think it's Deary.
No?
I think it's.
Oh, sorry.
Politis.
It is
there.
Politis. Yep.
Too many mullets out there today. Can't work out who's who.
So Politis goes short to Howe. Howe again goes short to Budrick. And they've worked the ball around to centre wing on the outer side of the ground.
There's been a 50-metre penalty paid, yeah.
So
Not
this
sure what for.
almost bring Budrick within scoring range, I think. Player on the mark will be just inside
The 50.
defensive 50.
Looks like Bowie Schwartz there on the... Oh, well, he was on the mark, but he's changed with Dean Robertson now.
So handed off to Philo. Philo kicks long down towards the right forward pocket. The ball bounces there. Emery can't keep it in play. And Philo always on the look out for that hand pass around the back.
But, not happy with his
no.
yelling out instructions there, Brody.
So it'll be a boundary throw in and an opportunity for Nightcliff inside their forward 50. Robertson reaches over the top, gets a tap. Oh, a good smother down there. It looked like the kick was on target from Bailey Edwards, but Luke Delahaye just got in the way, smothered the ball and eventually worked it through for a rush behind.
Yeah, that was definitely going through for a goal until Delahaye stuck his hand out there, and it'll be Michael Bowden sporting the moustache, hopefully for Movember, not permanently, bring the ball back in for Southern Districts.
Comes to the grandstand side this time, and Robertson swings an arm over the top in an attempt to spoil. The ball spills over the back and over the boundary line once again in front of Hopkins.
So Nightcliff will have to go and sort of reassess at halftime, Stu, which is coming up. They probably wouldn't expect to be down going into the halftime break.
No, that's right, but
probably haven't been in that position, I suppose, for the last few years.
Not very often, and always good to be challenged when you're sitting on top of the table. There's a free kick here to Bailey Edwards. He looks to move it on quickly now. Kicks high inside forward 50. Ball's punched away. Emery at the front of the pack gets the crumbs. Kicks on the outside of the foot forward. Melville on the end of that just couldn't take the mark under pressure. And Bowden coming in just got an arm across the shoulder down there. And it's a free kick. And I think it might be Jack Regan, isn't it? Or it's Ryan Moo. No, it's Ryan Moo
again.
Yep. So Moo, Philip Wills is telling him to have the shot at goal. He's pretty deep in the pocket. It's no Nightcliff player on the line, so his kick's on the way. Kick looks good, but no, in fact it drifts right across the face and hits the behind post, so out of bounds on the full, and Driscoll will bring it back in for Southern Districts. Fraser Driscoll called to play on now as he runs past the player on the mark and kicks wide to the outer side of the ground. A double-fisted punch out there by Lee Williams, sees it clear the boundary line, and it'll be a boundary throw in as a couple of the district's forwards just make their way forward to give a target from this stoppage.
Yeah, Fraser Driscoll, who took that kick in as a new recruit from North Adelaide in the Sandful, and originally from Nil in the Wimmera Footy League, so another new recruit out there today for Crocs. As we see a free kick go to Marley McGregor there, he give the hands off quickly to Brody Philo, but the halftime siren has sounded, so Nightcliff won't be able to make the most of that, and the score at halftime 8-5-53, Southern Districts leading Nightcliff 5-6-36, Stu.
Yeah, and terrific quarter by Southern Districts, 5 goals to 3 in that quarter, and they're certainly not going away, and as we said, they've got plenty of talent in their side. They just need to be able to keep it together, and they're right in this contest, and unusually, as we said, it's Nightcliff that have got some work to do going into the half-time break.
Yeah, and big Lee Williams for Southern Districts, the leading goal kicker on 3 as we go to the half-time break, while Kyle Emery has kicked 2 for the Tigers. So we'll be back after this break with the second half.
You know what great mates Territorians can be.
Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know.
So get a quote today.
TIO. We're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
Been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Listen up, kids.
Make school your story.
Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. Attend every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rockin', we love a break.
Time with friends and family is always right.
But when it's time for school, don't get slack.
It's safe to go to school, can't wait to get back. So don't cut corners.
To the full term. It's safe to go to school and it's time to learn. So don't cut corners, do the full term. Make school your story and it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
At Muzzbuzz, keep cool this summer with our new range of frappes, including cookies and cream, chai and matcha. You can also enjoy our totally scrumptious range of food and snacks. Australian owned and operated. Muzzbuzz, great coffee is just the beginning.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energized.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Vaccinate. To protect our players.
To protect our coaches.
To protect our umpires.
To protect our supporters.
To protect our game.
Head to the Danila Dilba website for more information.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
We're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the third quarter of this round 9 game between Nightcliff and Southern Districts. Liz Cruz and Stu Davis in the commentary box, and Stu, a lead at half-time to Southern Districts, which we probably didn't expect.
Yeah, fantastic game of football, match of the round for sure, I would say, and Districts have thrown down the challenge to Nightcliff, and be interesting to see how they respond. I think the coaching staff were pretty vocal, just trying to get things right at half-time. I had a look down there while they were getting themselves organised, but yeah, Districts, their talent is really shining out today, and one of those that we talk about regularly is Josiah Farah, who's in the action straight away, got the hand pass across to Ganley, but he got wrapped up with the ball, and we'll have another ball up just forward of centre for Southern Districts.
Yeah, Marley McGregor in the ruck there, sporting the man bun on top, but the ruck tap is won there by Big Paddy Gallo for Crocs.
So working off half-back for Nightcliff is Howe, swings back inboard, gets the hand pass across, and there's a player down, looks like Rusker.
Brandon Rusker, yep.
But meantime, Morris gets the kick around the outer wing, and it was Melville on the end of that, chipped it inboard to Philo. Philo plays on the left now, kicks high towards half forward, just steaming out at the ball for Nightcliff was Sam Harper, but spilt the mark, and Districts work it to the outer side of the ground where it's Bousted, I think, who sees it over the boundary line.
Yeah, Sam Harper didn't have anyone on him then, so probably should have made the most of that and taken that mark, but as we see a ball in on the far wing underneath the scoreboard over there.
So Gregor read that one best from the short throw in and took it out of the ruck, got tackled with the ball, but I think we're going to have a ball up here and a restart. So this time Gallo used his strength. McGregor was caught under the ball, and Gallo infringed according to the umpire, and McGregor hands it off to Philo. Philo kicks from outside 50 right to the goal line. Oh, Kyle Emery down there just used his body. He was in the perfect position, worked his opponent Luke Delahaye under the ball and took the mark in the goal square about 2 metres out, and would have been the start that Chris Bucks would have been looking for, I would think. The first goal on the board in the third quarter, and Emery gets his third for the game.
Yeah, it's only taken them 2 minutes to get that first goal. Kyle Emery, his third goal, as you said, he came into the game on 16 goals, and he's a renowned goal kicker, so that takes his tally up to 19 for the season. As we see the score now, Southern Districts 8-4-52, leading Nightcliff 6-6-42. So back to a 10-point margin at the 2.5-minute mark of the third quarter, Stu.
Yeah, Trent Melville not on the scoreboard yet for Nightcliff, which is probably a bit of a worry. He's done a bit of work up the ground, but not one of his better games so far, that's for sure. But
he had an early shot, but yeah, anything could happen in the second half as we see Gallo and McGregor go again in the ruck.
So Ganley for Districts with the clearance down towards half forward. The ball slips out the back, quick kick forward by Morris. Goes back into the centre of the ground where Philo gets on the end of it. Hand passes over the top to Harper, and now Nightcliff forward to Emery, picks up on the bounce. Hand passes back to Melville. Melville swings it around the corner but hasn't brought that back anywhere near far enough, and it floats out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket.
In the earlier game today, it was Darwin Buffaloes who had a good win over Tiwi Bombers, and there's another game tonight, Palmerston taking on Waratah, which will start in about 10 minutes, and young Waylon Davey, who's making his debut at the age of 15, Stu, the son of Russell Davey and Lauren Motlop. Some pretty good genes there with 5 uncles who's played AFL footy. Yeah, and
not too many people in Darwin can say they played their first game with Eddie Betts, so it'll be a fantastic experience for him. Bowden working back there, couldn't take the mark, kick off the ground, but just offline and through for a point. Sean Wilson it was down there, and Nightcliff have done all the attacking so far in the early stages of this second half.
Good to see all the Bowdens and Cantillas at half time. Michael's dad Sean is the chairman of AFL&T, as we know. That kick in didn't quite reach the target though.
Yeah, it's just a bit lazy on the kick there. Really needed to hit that more solidly to make sure it found the target, and consequently all of the Southern District's defenders were put under pressure and are fortunate enough to force a ball up. Melville doing the ruck work this time, but Gallo wins it out, but straight to Philo. Philo on the left, swings round, and that's a pretty good finish. He likes it, he's letting his teammates know about it, and yeah, Philo hasn't been dominant in the game so far, but that's a really good finish and will kickstart him. And as I guess we possibly could have expected, Nightcliff have come out firing and kicked the first 2 goals in the second half.
Yeah, the score now just back to 3 points, 8-4, 52 to 7, 7-49. Brodie Philo, as we know, he's been one of the top midfielders in the league for so many years, a 2 times Nichols medalist. He's won the best and fairest medal in 3 different leagues in Australia, the NTFL, the Ovens and Murray and the Bendigo League. So he's got some pretty good genes. His dad is a country Victorian football star, Derek, where he played over 400 games and holds quite a few records down there and has the Interleague medal named after him. But Brodie's half-brother, his brother, Kane Farrell, plays for Port Adelaide too. So, yeah, from a good footballing stock, Brodie Philo. So, no clear winner from the restart, and we'll go again. As McGregor up high wins the hit out, but Duffy gets a quick kick forward for Southern Districts. There's a free kick been found here. It's going to go Nightcliff's way, and it's Nick Howe who'll take that free kick off half back. He's got Wills out wide, chips it across to him now, and Wills in turn has Nyhouse by himself further down the wing. He marks and plays on straight away, kicks down looking for Melville, punched away by Bowden down there, and the ball trickles over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. I was going to say that Bowden probably hasn't been as prominent as he has been in other games, but if his matchup is on Melville, he's doing a pretty good job in negating him, I suppose. But Districts do rely on his run out of defence a bit. Yeah, exactly. If you can keep one of the leading goal kickers goalless to half-time, that's a good job.
So Staunton again at the bottom of the pack. North look to cop one high there, and it's eventually been seen. And Thomas North will take the free kick. Kicks the ball inside the corridor now. A big leap, but Emery couldn't take the mark, and Districts run it out of defence through Lehman. Kicks the ball forward of centre, but chopping across there in defence was Russell for Nightcliff. He advances the ball to the outer side of the ground. Driscoll gets a slap forward for Southern Districts, and they bring the ball away where Dylan Barry takes a mark uncontested forward of centre. He plays on straight away to an open forward line. McGuinness is going to be first there for Districts. A bit of a clever footwork, gets a hand pass away, and then had the jumper pulled, and did that pretty cleverly in the end. Got rid of the ball quickly as Morris was coming in, and Morris just grabbed the jumper after the hand pass had gone, and the free kick has been paid. But McGuinness, a left footer, he's probably on the wrong side. It's a difficult angle. He hasn't got many other options though, I don't think. So runs around now, kicks on the right, and kicks just dragged it a bit and missed for a behind only.
A bit of Sandful under 18s experience, I'm told, McGuinness. So yeah, certainly made the most of that, getting the free kick there. The score now 8-5, 53. Southern Districts leading Nightcliff 7-7-49 at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter.
Brodie Philo brings it in with a penetrating kick. There's been a free kick been found here, and it's going the way of Fraser Driscoll for Southern Districts on the outer side of the ground.
Good to see Brandon Rusker up and about after what looked like to be an injury before, as we see a good mark taken there in the forward line by Southern Districts.
I think it's Ross again. It was no, it's not. It was a beautiful kick in, and might be Rollins.
Yeah, I think it's William Rollins.
And
looks like he's going to have his shot on goal.
Just a beautifully placed kick over the head of the Nightcliff defenders and into the hands of Rollins. So an opportunity for him to get on the scoreboard early in this third quarter. Kick's on its way now. Looks like it's drifting across the face, and it does, and 3-4 are behind once again. So
another point for Southern Districts, and Nightcliff have kicked the first couple of goals of this third quarter. They'll be wanting to lock this ball in and see if they can force the turnover, as Philo kicks it out on the far wing.
Yeah, it certainly gets some penetration with his kicks, and that's why he does the kick-ins occasionally. Play on's the call. This is Rusker running through for Districts. Kicks it out in front here of Williams, and Williams is paid the mark overhead, and in the contest his opponent's hurt himself down there. Just trying to see who that is. Might have rolled an ankle or a knee or something.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's a bit hard to see that number down there. Might be, is it Butterick? No.
Anyway, there's a little bit of a delay because
he's on the mark.
It's right where the mark is being paid. I think it
might be Geekus, I think.
Okay.
13. As the trainer runs on, Lee Williams, another strong mark, and if anyone, Stu, I think he's the man that should be able to kick this goal to get Crocs back on track in the third quarter.
Yeah, that doesn't look good for Geekus, unfortunately. Let's hope it's not too serious, but they're just helping him off the ground now, away from the action, so there's no...
Great work by Nightcliff's trainers down there. They've got a really good bunch of off-field support staff down there. As we see Lee Williams have his shot on goal.
Comes in now, kicks on the way. That's
commentator's curse.
not his best effort, I'm afraid.
Oh dear.
Just pushed it right. So again, Southern Districts have started off with some opportunities, but no goals on the board so far in this third quarter. I think they've kicked 3 behinds or something for the quarter.
So Sam Harper will run on for Tigers, replacing Geekus there, who's come off with an injury. That ball back there with the Tigers, and it's going to come across to Harper.
So Morris took that mark and had Harper in a bit of space on the near side of the ground, but he hasn't got much to go to, so he just holds things up now. He's called to play on and chips in short. Politis has run forward for him and he takes the mark, but Districts doing pretty well, although they've left a spare in the middle of the ground, and that was Regan who took that mark. In turn, he found Wilson in some space, and Wilson goes wide, and the mark's taken out there by Bailey Edwards on the outer side of the ground. Edwards now kicks along inside forward 50. There's plenty of Districts players back there, and read best by McQueen, working back, chipped it across, and now Districts bring it round the outer side of the ground. Ross in front, just had the ball punched away from him, but he recovered well and runs off with a bounce, kicks the ball along the half forward line where McGuinness chips it in, and that's Williams again on the end of that, kicks the ball into some space inside forward 50. Running onto it there is Elder for Southern Districts. A free kick's been found. It's going Lee Elder's way, and
Jamie
Elder, sorry.
Lee Elder works for AFLNT, but
he does.
I haven't seen him play.
But yeah, Jamie Elder with the free kick deep in the right forward pocket. So his kick's on the way. It's going to go close, going right to the line, and a strong mark taken down there by Williams. He takes no chances, plays on straight away and kicks the goal from about half a metre out. And that's the one that they were looking for in answer. They've missed a couple of opportunities, as I said before, but there's a bit of a steadier for Districts, and they stretch that lead again out to a couple of goals.
Yeah, and Williams has gone back. He's playing that true full forward role, and why wouldn't you if he's kicked over 700 goals in his career? So first goal on the board for Southern Districts in the third quarter. It's a 13.5-minute mark. The score now, Southern Districts 9-7-61, leading Nightcliff 7-7-49. So 2 straight goals with the difference, with Lee Williams kicking his 4th, Stu.
Yeah, and he's had a turnaround in his goal-kicking fortunes today compared to the last couple of weeks, but Gallo this time wins a hit-out, forces it forward. Ganley kicks off the ground, and the ball's rolling out towards the boundary line. The Nightcliff players calling for deliberate. Umpire says, no, I'm not having any of that, and it'll be a boundary throw in at half forward for Southern Districts once again. So Ganley, another clearance there. He's been one of their better players today, and certainly has been all year, I think. So,
yeah, he's been very busy. As we said, he played in the Ballarat Football League in Victoria, which is a pretty strong league down there. As we see a free kick paid there, looks like it's going to Nightcliff.
So, looking out wide there for Philo, but Duffy comes in and chips the ball forward, finds Ross on the lead, inside forward 50. Williams, he's got Williams down in the goal square. Be looking for him to get it in pretty quickly before some assistance comes back, but not much is coming, and Ross is taking plenty of time. Looks like he thinks he's a chance on this one. But now Deary's gone back to lend some support in the Nightcliff defence. Ross's kick on the way, it's going all the way just across the face, and Williams stuck out a hand, but I think that was through for a behind before any chance to mark was there. So Nyhouse for Nightcliff will bring the ball in. He's got a spare in the pocket and he chips it out there, and that's Deary in the back pocket. He chips in short to Budrick. Budrick as a running player in Edwards, but changed his mind on that one. He was worried by Ganley on the mark, goes short instead this time to Hopkins. Hopkins has a player out wide, and that's North. So just chipping it around in the defensive half here. Nightcliff trying to work their way down the ground. North called to play on now. Drills one along the boundary line, and Wills hits that one just in front inside the boundary line. His kick is chopped off by McGuinness with a fist, and coming through was Bowstead. Hand pass forward but missed the target. Now an opportunity for Districts, but in the meantime the whistle's blown, and it's a Nightcliff free kick to Nick Howe on the centre wing.
Philip Wills running past calling for it, but he's ignored him.
Play on's the call, not travelled far enough apparently.
Wills will get it now.
So Wills chips the ball in, but this one's chopped off by Ross. Couldn't take the mark, spilled out, but he got back on there and managed to get the ball to Gallo. And it's like a ball up here. So it's McGregor up really high there, but McQueen forces his way through. Duffy kicks off the ground after the McQueen hand pass. Duffy gets his legs taken from underneath him quite accidentally. Dylan Barry gets a quick kick forward, bounces over the head of Williams down there. McGuinness runs onto it, gets his foot to the ball, and coming in hard as usual is Staunton, but couldn't take it this time. But she recovered really well with a tackle on Wills. Play on's the call, but there's a free kick on the outer side of the ground now, and Ryan Moo will take that free kick.
Yeah, Jamie Elder or Jack Ganley, I think it was, just running in while the player had his head down.
So it's Moo.
It's going to get reported too by the looks.
Yeah, so just caught him high, so one for the judiciary during the week.
Mm-hmm.
And
so coming up to the 18-minute mark of the third quarter, it's still Southern Districts in the lead, 9-8, 62 to 7-7, 49 Nightcliff, as the umpire blows his whistle and Ryan Moo will take his kick.
Chips it in, and had Budrick in some space out there. He goes into the middle of the ground and finds Harper. Harper now called to play on, chips in short, just falls short again. There's been a few of those today, just falling short of the targets, but they're good enough to work it out. And Nyhouse has Morris further down the wing here. Morris looking to play on. That kicks a good one out in front, and the mark taken and chipped in board. And again, Nightcliff just finding some players in space and kicking the ball forward. Edwards this time looking for Emery down there, but there's plenty of Districts players around him as the ball's punched from behind and out of bounds, while Josh Hopkins called for a high tackle, but the ball had gone out of bounds, and it'll be a boundary throw in. So 13 points the margin here in the third quarter. So Nightcliff really haven't made much in the way of inroads, probably a goal, but now they've got an opportunity through the hands. A kick around the corner by Budrick is an excellent finish. He celebrated as soon as he got the ball on the boot, and it went straight through the middle, and a goal to Nightcliff sees them narrow that margin to 7 points.
Yeah, and look at all the players get around him, and Brody Philo continuing that talk about the game plan of what they want to do. Nightcliff, Southern Districts have held a good lead, but you never write a quality team like Nightcliff off. We're in for a ripping quarter and a half to finish this game, Stu. The score now 9-8-62, Southern Districts leading Nightcliff 8-7-55.
Yeah, it is a terrific game, and I think Districts probably at last living up to the potential that we know that they have, and they're putting it all the way to Nightcliff at the moment, but Nightcliff aren't letting it go without a fight, and so anything could happen in the last quarter and a bit of this game as the ball's from the restart. Philo just forced forward a bit there, but North gets the clearance on the left foot straight down the middle of the ground. Evans was in there, the mark was claimed back there but not paid, and now eventually it spills out to Bowden, who gets the kick wide to Johnson. Johnson plays on around the outer wing and finds Duffy out there, and Duffy just slows things down while he's looking for an option forward. He chips it in short eventually, and that's Elder again, I think, who takes that mark, kicks the ball inside forward line where Rusker runs onto it, but he's wrapped up in the tackle by Nyhouse, and umpire said he didn't have an opportunity to dispose of that before he was tackled, and so it'll be a ball up at centre half forward for Southern Districts at the airport end of the ground. So it's Robinson and Klenke doing the ruck work. Klenke got it down, but no clear possession winner as the ball hit the ground, and a bit of a wrestle for the ball in there, and we'll have another ball up. So it's North comes up with the ball. He's really starting to work his way into the game now in the midfield for Nightcliff. McGregor hooks that one back, but McQueen again got his hands on the ball, but just taken away there by Politis for Nightcliff. Duffy through the hands to Barry. Barry chips in inside forward 50, and the mark almost taken there on the second attempt by Williams, but just couldn't quite reach it, and it bounces over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
Yeah, Simon Deary just giving away a few centimetres there to Lee Williams. Made a good contest of it when they were going for that mark, as the umpire throws it in, and Dean Robinson in the ruck there for Crocs over the back.
Quick kick forward, but I think it was Dylan Barry, but it's bounced out of bounds in the left forward pocket, just a couple of metres around from the behind post, and we'll have another boundary throw in. So deep in Southern District's attacking area, and plenty of players around the ball, but perhaps an opportunity for Districts again if they can get on the loose ball out the back, but it's Nightcliff who do so, and some clever hands sees it end up with Philo, who hooks the ball around the corner. Schwartz in there doing some clever work, bounces the ball back to himself, got it to Duffy. Duffy across here to Rowlands. Rowlands with a good kick forward finds Dylan Barry in only a metre or two of space, but the kick was precise and hit Barry in between a couple of Nightcliff players.
Yeah, Dylan Barry from Alice Springs. He plays in the capital for Rovers, and he won the Best On Ground medal in their 2017 Premiership, but he's been playing for Crocs for a number of years and was one of their Premiership players in the 17-18 season as he kicks this, and the goal umpire does not move. So great goal there to Dylan Barry to again stretch that lead to Southern Districts as he runs off for a rotate. No, he's going to go back. I'm pretty sure he told me, I ran into him the other day, that he's moved up here for the season, so that can only be a good thing for Southern Districts.
Yeah, and obviously one of their senior players now, and that's what you need from your senior players when you get the opportunity with a set shot like that to just nail it, and he did that and stretch that lead out again, and so Southern Districts just every time Nightcliff looked like coming back, they Districts just chip away again and just holding that lead, and it's been a terrific effort from them so far. I'm sure they won't be happy with what they've done to date. They'll be looking to take the points out of this game. And from the clearance, it's Rusker going to be first there, but he overruns it this time, and Budrick tidies up for Nightcliff, gets a hand pass to Philo, who swings around back towards the centre of the ground, kicks the ball inboard, and he finds Edwards forward there, and Edwards plays on straight away with a drilling pass inside 50, but it goes over the head of his teammate. Melville's lurking at the back there, hooks the ball around the corner towards goal. We said he hadn't hit the scoreboard so far today, but he has now, and that's a great finish. That's a hook around the corner from about 40 metres out, and saw that the goal square was empty, and just got the one over the line for an important goal for Nightcliff.
Yeah, well, you called it, Stu. You said that they needed Trent Melville to step up, and as we know, he's a renowned goal kicker, so he gets his first goal on the scoreboard for the Tigers. The score now, Southern Districts 10-8-68, leading Nightcliff Tigers 9-7-61, so a 7-point ball game. And hasn't it just been a great game?
Yeah, just fantastic.
One team gets a goal and the other team does this. You know, we don't know who's going to win this game.
No,
and that's what you want when you come to the footy on a Saturday.
Exactly, and the footy is quality football as well.
Yeah,
so
it's been great.
Restart again, and Staunton in there wrestling for the ball. It slips out, and Philo starting to have an influence on the game now, getting plenty of touches. It gets that clearance out wide. Edwards thumps it forward to the advantage of Wilson. He hand passes on the up to Moo. Moo hand passes inboard, and I think that's McGregor who's followed up and kicks towards goal, but just drifted across and through for a behind. But
he's got his dad and his boss watching from Cantillas. I was chatting to them at half time, so got the big there's a really good crowd in Cantillas today watching on. Crocs always get a good crew in there as Michael Bowden goes looking for the ball.
So McGregor giving away plenty of centimetres in height, but he's really held his own in the ruck today.
Look at them, look how short he's running against him there.
But he's
got a huge leap though.
He has got a huge leap, and he's a strong kid, and so he's
and youth on his side, Stu.
Yeah, that's right.
As Bowden kicks in,
McQueen over the top, but couldn't take the mark. Some clever work down the boundary line there by Rowlands, but the whistle had gone. I think he just stepped over the boundary line, and so the boundary umpires called it up for a boundary throw in, unfortunately for Districts, as they were looking to go forward again.
There was another familiar face in Cantillas at half-time, Stu, and that was Brent Maloney, who played 160-odd games for Melbourne.
Right.
Yeah, there's a few ex-AFL people in there, Paddy Bowden as well, as we hear the siren go for three-quarter time, and it's a goal of difference, Stu. 10-8-68, Southern Districts leading Nightcliff 9-8-62.
So yeah, Nightcliff won the quarter, 4-2, but Districts still hanging on, and it's a fantastic contest. You wouldn't want to go away, so we'll be back shortly with the last quarter.
You know what great mates Territorians can be.
Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as
our brand new cafe opens 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or
time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's some.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
we're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back for a massive last quarter we've got here in round 9 of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. It's Southern Districts leading by a goal over reigning premiers Nightcliff. Stu, anything could happen.
Yeah, it's really set up, isn't it? The underdogs leading by a goal. They've held the lead at every change, but Nightcliff just chipping away at them a bit, and you'd expect them to finish strongly, but there's plenty of talent, as we said a number of times, in this district side, and they'll be looking to forge ahead even further. Ruska cleverly tapped it down to Farah, and now Farah gets the ball inside forward 50. A timely fist in there, but a hook around the corner from Ross towards goal. Looks pretty good. It's through, and wow, that's really opened it up with Districts now going to a 2-goal lead early in the third quarter, and just the start that Matt Cannard would have been looking for.
27 seconds to kick a goal. That's exactly what Matt Cannard would be looking for, Stu, and that's Jonathan Ross's second goal for the game. So the score now 11-8-74, Southern Districts leading Nightcliff 9-8-62, back out to a 2-goal margin.
Yeah,
not even a minute into the last quarter.
Yeah, Districts starting this final quarter with their guns in the midfield, Ganley, McQueen and Farah, and it was Farah who managed to get the clearance eventually, with Ruska coming in off the wing. So Big Paddy Gallo gets the tap down again. Farah again first there, looking to get the clearance, just can't control it this time, and now Nightcliff an opportunity through Edwards. He kicks across the ground pretty dangerously, and getting his hands to the ball there was Rowlands, but couldn't control it, and now Nightcliff through the hands of Howe gets it out wide, and they clear to the outer side of the ground. Out in front there of Evans, but just couldn't get his hands on the ball, and it's out of bounds.
Well, it was interesting scenes at the 3-quarter time huddle, Stu. Chris Bucks addressing the Nightcliff players, while Southern Districts had former coach and assistant coach, now Shannon Ruska, addressing them, and then Matty Cannard coming in to give the final say. So, yeah, anything could happen.
All pretty pumped, I think
so.
For this final quarter.
It's been great to have a close game too in the Men's Premier League. Often they're a bit one-sided.
So we've got a free kick in the middle of the ground here again. Philo lurking at the back, receives the hand pass, kicks in forward. Schwartz spills the mark, falls into the hands there of Emery, who hooks around the corner, but off target and through for a behind, as Melville was running with the flight of the ball, couldn't take the mark.
Yeah, let off there for Southern District. Sorry, Stu.
You're right, Bowden to Ganley. He got it round the outer side of the ground where Lehman spilt the mark, but now runs onto it. And again, he's run the ball out of bounds. He doesn't like the call, but not much he can do about that to change it. So it'll be a boundary throw in front of the old scoreboard on the outer side of the ground, right on the wing. And Gallo again to do the ruck work with McGregor.
Yeah, and as you said, McGregor giving away a bit of height, but he's been really competitive today.
Philo reads that hit out from Gallo and runs around and pumps the ball forward again. Melville on the end of this one couldn't quite get to it. Picked up by Driscoll. He kicks wide, and big leap over the top by McQueen. And now the ball on the ground. McQueen's first there. He gets tackled and eventually a quick kick forward. But set up well behind the play was Fraser Driscoll for Southern Districts, reading that one and taking the mark. He kicks it back to where he came from on the outer side of the ground, and Josiah Farah takes that mark, kicks the ball inside the corridor, and now picked up down there by Bousted. He hand passes back inboard. Dylan Barry running onto it, but had an opponent on his tail all the way. Now it falls into Barry's hands. He runs clear to 50, kicks long to the goal square, but working back in defence. The ball's punched through for a behind, and I'm just thinking, Liz, that I haven't seen McAdam for quite some time, so he's obviously out of the game.
Something.
Which is...
see if I can find out. But yes, great effort there by Dylan Barry. Second, third efforts.
Yep.
Unlucky that was touched on the line.
Nick Howe on the end of this, and he's had a pretty good game across half-back for Nightcliff. Kicks inboard to Philo, who's really dominated the game in the second half. He got it along to Melville, back to Philo. Philo just scoops up the hand pass as he was diving forward, and now Wilson gets it back to Philo again, tries to go by foot. Got it back to Howe. The ball's fumbled back there, and now a hook hand pass forward. Ganley's on the end of this, but he's tackled as soon as he takes possession. He's not getting rid of the ball there, and he'll be penalised for incorrect disposal.
You can just see how hard they're working. Big Joe Farrow's got his hands on his hip. He's just busting himself at the moment because he really wants this win for his team.
Thomas North with the free kick, and he's really worked hard in the second half and got himself right in the game as he chipped it out wide, and now Nightcliff going forward again. McGregor underneath this one. The ball was forced out the back, and there's a free kick been paid, and it's Politis, in fact, who takes the free kick, kicks the ball inside forward 50. Schwartz read it best but couldn't take the mark. The hand pass comes over now, and Duffy just paddles it in front of himself, trying to get it to the advantage of his teammate Delahaye down there, but they ran out of space and the ball's gone out of bounds, and a boundary throw in.
There's a few spent players out there, Stu. I don't know whose fitness is going to hang on the longest, which is what it might come down to.
It might do, but there's still plenty of time to go in this game, so I'll have to keep working at it. The tap comes forward to Barry. Ball gets forced out of his hands, and now an opportunity on the ground. Well done there by the big fella Klenke, and there's a free kick being paid off the ball here. I think Sam Harper was slung without the ball after it cleared the area, and he'll take the free kick. North just drifting forward. He's in some space and still calling for the ball. It goes that way now, and North now looking to play on and kicks long on that left foot towards the top of the goal square. A double-fisted punch away by Driscoll again. Bowden gets there first but couldn't take the ball. Now an opportunity for Nightcliff, but it's bundled over the boundary line, and we'll have another boundary throw in as the District's player Ryan Lehman just picks himself up from that contest at the top of the goal square and looks a bit sore, but he's back in the action. McGregor trying to reach over the top. In fact, it was Evans trying to reach over the top, but a quick kick out, and now Nightcliff going to be first here through Edwards again. Swings a hand pass back to Howe. Howe chips the ball really close to the boundary line, but managed to keep it in play and found his captain Philip Wills. He's about 60 metres out from goal at the airport end. He plays on now, wobbles a kick inside 50, but wasn't the best option. It wasn't the best of kicks.
And the Crocs defence have been fantastic today.
Yeah, now McQueen on the end of this one. If he can pick it up, he does. Ducks back cleverly to get himself out of trouble. And that's a great kick to the advantage of Ganley out in front of him. He runs onto it now, runs inside 50, kicks long towards goal.
Wow.
And another great finish from Southern Districts. So really making the most of their opportunities, and a couple of their stars of the day, I think, Liz, in McQueen and Ganley involved there. And a great finish from inside 50, and now the pressure is really on Nightcliff.
Absolutely, and as we said, the Crocs defence have worked so hard, and that goal really started in the back line. So a goal there to Jack Ganley, his second for the day. The score now, Southern Districts 12-9-81, leading Nightcliff 9-9-63, and the margin has gone out a little further, Stu.
Yeah, so as we said, Nightcliff early in the day. Nightcliff lost the first game of the season, haven't lost since, so 6 in a row since then, and they're under all sorts of pressure here. They've got a few players out, but they wouldn't take that as any excuse, because they're 3 times reigning premier, and they set their standards pretty high. So they've got the work to do in front of them now, as Wilson gets the clearance for them inside forward 50, and hand pass comes across from Emery to Evans. Evans with a kick around the corner, but didn't bring that one back far enough, and a behind only.
He had a few options then too, Evans. He probably could have given the handball off. Michael Bowden will take that kick in again, as we see the margin back to 17 points in Croc's favour.
Coming grandstand side of the ground, Big Robertson gets a fist to the ball. Ruska's first to it on the ground, picks up, but he's well tackled down there, and will get penalised as he tried to get away and break the tackle, but Big Klemke,
wow.
And just arguing with the umpire won't ever do you any good, and
it could be costly.
It could be, because Klemke will go down and have a shot for goal from about 10 metres out, and that'll bring the margin back within 2 goals.
Yeah.
So he's been pretty good, Klemke, when he's had his opportunities on the ground today.
I think Ruska was just trying to say that he got the handball away, but it's turned into a shot on goal, which he kicks it straight through Klemke for a goal to Nightcliff Tigers, bringing that margin back to 11 points.
Yep, and his first goal for the game, and I would hazard a guess that he probably doesn't kick too many goals, but an important one for Nightcliff there, and he makes his way back to the centre of the ground to contest the ruck contest from the restart, and 11 points, so Districts had got themselves into a really good position, and then just a bit of poor discipline down there gave a gift goal in the end, and because there was no way Klemke was going to kick it from where he was 60 metres out. But anyway, the contest is still red hot as we go through the restart. Klemke's up high but early, and Farah again with the clearance, kicks long straight down the middle of the ground to the goal square. The ball slips over the top, punched over the back and through for a behind, and desperate defence from Deary back there from Nightcliff, and forced it through for a behind. So it's Nyhouse who will bring the ball back into play. He's coming grandstand side, and Wilson read that one best and took the mark pretty much uncontested. Hands it off to Philo around the back. Philo kicks long down the ground, pushed almost down there for Districts was Delahaye, but Plown's the call. Oh, good tackle there, and Bo Schwartz does some clever work, evades a couple, and now kicks on the left, floats it forward, and Farah's going to sit under this one, but it was just wobbling around too much, and he spilled it off the chest and then took the leg of Wilson as he ran through. And
Joe Farah saying, what did I do? Because I was on the ground, didn't intentionally trip him, but Sean Wilson's ended up with the free kick right in front of the Southern Districts bench as well, as we see Charlie McAdam, something's happened to him too. He's off for the game and gotten changed, Stu, so he was really good in the first half.
So good defensive work by Districts down there, just got it away from Emery and over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. So again it's McGregor, and this time up against Robertson. So Robertson gets it down with the left hand. Johnson in there just lost his footing, and now the ball's wrapped up, and we'll have another restart with
Josiah Farah, the man getting off the bottom. He is giving it his all in this last quarter.
So Farah and Wills were the two who locked it in down there. Robertson gets the hit out. Philo, his kick's smothered, and Elder just lost possession of the ball, and now an opportunity for Nightcliff in the forward line. Picked up down there by Edwards, got the hand pass as he was slung. The centering kick comes in. Play on's the call. It's picked up down there by Emery, trying to barge his way through. Ball spills out, and the whistle's gone. It's going to be a free kick to Emery down here for holding after the ball spilled out. Might have been a little bit fortunate. Not sure that he got a proper hand pass away there, and was trying to bust through the pack, but the free kick's been paid, and Emery, who's already got, 3 already tonight, Liz, and this isn't a particularly difficult task for him, you wouldn't think. So 2 goals the margin. We'll bring it back to what it was at three-quarter time if he can kick this one.
Yeah, we'll see what he does with this, Emery. As you said, he's kicked 3 already. He did miss a couple early.
So it comes in now, no problem for Emery from there, and Nightcliff have kicked the last 2 goals of the game after Districts came out of the blocks after three-quarter time with the first 2. So just a goal the difference again as we approach the 14-minute mark of this final quarter, and plenty of tension in the crowd, and the players really setting themselves to have a crack for the rest of the game. And
I'm nervous too, Stu. Yeah, I don't know who's going to win. Absolutely. And not that I even barrack for either of these teams, but Kyle Emery with his 4th goal, matching his counterpart Lee Williams from Southern Districts, who's also kicked 4 goals. So game on our hands, 1 goal the difference.
Gallo gets his hand to the ball this time, and no clear possession winner as the ball's wrapped up, and we'll have a restart again. And McGregor still leaping in there, and he's up high this time. Gallo gets the tap down though. Ball on the ground, and again there's plenty of players over the top of it, and again we'll have another attempt at the restart right in the middle of the ground.
So yeah, just about to tick over on the 15-minute mark of this last quarter as we see Crocs get the tap down, but another scramble for the ball.
You can see how desperate it is with stakes really high. The hand pass comes out. Bousted's kick is smothered. A quick kick forward by Rowlands goes high inside forward 50 in the contest there. The ball's punched away. Farah pounces on this one in some space, hooks the ball around, and it's going all the way through for another Farah goal, another Southern Districts goal. And just when you thought that Nightcliff might have been settling and working their way into a position where they could run over the top of Districts, They get the clearance, and Farah, who's been a really important player all night, wasn't his best kick off the boot, but he had plenty of force behind it, and it carried all the way through, and a great goal, great finish, and Districts just get a little bit of breathing space once again.
Yeah, he's just so passionate, Joe Farah. Like, he just loves his club and he loves his teammates, and he's just always going to give 100%. He's that kind of guy. I had a bit to do with him with NT Thunder, and he's just he looks pretty scary with all those tats, but he's one of the best blokes you'll ever meet in your life. So well done there to Josiah Farah, and of course his brother Jai Farah plays for the Gold Coast Suns at the moment in the AFL. Yeah, so fair bit of talent in that family.
Meanwhile, Nightcliff have got it forward. The hand pass goes out wide and hooked back in towards goal squared.
Does that count as a kick?
I think that was off the knee, but Driscoll claimed the mark, and
the umpire blew his whistle, so yeah, and, that's a stat for Bowdo.
Just slips through the hands of Bousted out there and over the boundary line.
But he read it really well there. That ball was coming into the Nightcliff danger zone.
It certainly was, and it could have bounced anywhere, but he backed himself and attacked the ball, which is he was rewarded for. And Gallo hooks the punch forward. Politis on the end of this gets a hand pass out. Nightcliff looking to work it forward now. McGregor's involved. He's swamped. Staunton's under the pack. Barry comes out, hands it off to McQueen. McQueen goes long and deep inside the forward line. Off the hands of the pack. Ross crumbs that one, has a snap at goal, but just couldn't bring it back far enough, and a behind only.
An important behind though.
Potentially an important behind as the lead stretches out to 13 points. Just over 17 minutes into this final quarter, so 5 goals scored in the quarter, so there'll be a little bit of time to play. But Nightcliff would be wanting to hit the scoreboard soon, you would think, as they bring it back into play, and that's a bit too easy there as it falls into the hands of Harper. He plays on and kicks down, looking for Melville here. Melville hands out in front, just ball spilt forward, and District's working hard on the ground. Bousted's in there, the ball comes out to Philo again, who hooks the ball forward. McQueen looking to take the mark over his shoulder, recovers really well, got the hand pass off to Delahaye. Delahaye gets it out in front of Ganley here, and Ganley under some pressure, but play on's the call as he's tackled and the ball spilled out, and eventually he wins a free kick for a high tackle. He wastes no time, kicks the ball forward down here to Dylan Barry on the outer side of the ground. Barry just saying, let's slow things down a bit, and now pumps the ball inside forward 50. It's going to slip over the back, potentially it is. Ross around the corner, bounces it, but only through for a behind once again. Perhaps had a little bit more time than he thought, but of course it's a pressure situation here, and so everyone's feeling the perceived pressure at least.
Yeah, Ryan Nyhouse trying to get it in quickly, but hasn't got anyone to kick it to, so he's going to go straight down the middle.
Yep, there's plenty of numbers there. McQueen uses his body well, and Lehman was in there, but his kick was ineffective. Philo, again, another kick forward, and Melville on the end of this one. Oh, I spilt the mark down there, and Driscoll working hard, dives in and thumps the ball. What a magnificent effort, got it out to McQueen. McQueen settles and goes straight up the middle of the ground, but it's all Nightcliff up there, and as he missed his teammate, and it's Nightcliff who bring it to the grandstand side of the ground where Politis takes the mark in front of Bousted. He goes down looking for Emery, and the ball's fisted away. Emery on his bike works hard to get first possession, but his hand pass was smothered by Robertson over the boundary line, and you can just see the desperation of the Nightcliff players now as they start to fight the time clock in their efforts to win this game. So the boundary throw in, it's Klemke down there doing the ruck work against the big fella Robertson. Robertson won the tap down. Staunton trying to burrow his way through. And
the two number 4s coming up off the ground, giving each other, a hand tap. Good sportsmanship there by both teams.
Robertson thumps this one away. Duffy tries to thump it again, but he himself got whacked over the shoulder as he tried to do that, and he's got the free kick. Barry running through the middle of the ground, but Nightcliff players getting back there, and Duffy goes closer to the boundary line here. Morris punches it away as Farah comes in, tries to read the crumb. He's under plenty of pressure, and McQueen comes in now, picks it up.
Joe Farah is spent. He's lying there on the ground. He's giving it his everything. And again, players from both teams helping each other up. Really good sportsmanship out here tonight.
So another boundary throw in, and the two big fellas do battle again. Robertson has won some important hit-outs in this last quarter. Staunton slides in over the top of the ball. He's wrapped up in the tackle down there by Hopkins, but eventually the ball comes out, and Ross in front down there takes the mark. He's now looking to play on quickly. Ball out in front there of the big fella Williams. Mark not paid. He gets it on to Barry, who just had a fumble at the wrong moment, but he got good enough to get the hand pass across. Again, the ball loose on the ground, and Morris eventually gets a kick away for Nightcliff into the hands down there of Howe. Howe plays on straight away. He's got Wilson free on the outer side of the ground. Wilson tries to bring the ball inboard, but misses the target down there, and District's calm in defence as Delahaye clears straight up the middle of the ground. McGuinness in there working for the ball, just couldn't get control of it. Barry comes in, gets a hand pass wide to McQueen. McQueen looking to hand pass over the top, but it was half smothered. It falls back into the hands of McQueen. His kick's going deep into the pocket where Ross chases after it, and now working hard in defence for Nightcliff, and North has worked his way back. But
and I think they're going to do the blood rule. Jake McQueen was indicating to the umpire he's got blood all over his hand, so I'm not too sure what's happened. He's been stood on or whatnot, but he's been...
Yeah, gee, that looks a bit nasty, doesn't it?
Terrible, and he's been fantastic for Southern District tonight. He might have split the webbing or something. You don't need a close-up on that. Thanks, cameraman. But he's kept running around. He was trying to indicate to the umpire that he had to go off with the blood rule. But, so a bit of a pause in play here at the 22-minute mark of the final quarter.
That's right, and you'd think with 22 minutes gone, it'd be hard to see him getting that fixed up and enough for him to come back on the ground, which would be a big blow for Districts as they're trying to hang on here in the last quarter. Well, they're doing more than hanging on. They're really taking it all the way up to Nightcliff. And there's a free kick here in the contest. Bridie Philo tries to run on and take advantage, but it's not Nightcliff's free kick. And big Paddy Gallo is being told to just settle things down.
And their big men have been fantastic today, Gallo and Robertson for Southern Districts.
So his kick goes inside 50. The ball slips over the back, and an opportunity back there for Deary. He's tackled as he gets the hand pass across, just thumping it forward now. But again, strong pressure on the person who takes possession of the ball from both sides. And again, this one slips over the boundary line in front of Rowlands. And you can see how weary a lot of those players are out there as we're 23 minutes into the final quarter. And gee, I think that's enough of a lead, isn't it, Liz?
I think so, and it makes it all the more worthwhile too, doesn't it? When you're absolutely spent, and you know you've tried your hardest for 4 quarters.
Bousted tried to scoop that one up north again, working hard for Nightcliff. Gets the clearance, but only as far as Duffy as bounces into his hands. He looked to hand pass, but went on the left foot, eventually deep inside the forward line in the forward pocket, and spills over the boundary line in the marking contest. And we'll have another boundary throw in.
There's the siren.
Goes,
well, Southern Districts have won. They've defeated the reigning premiers, Nightcliff, Stu.
Well, it's a big upset, isn't it? And Districts sitting 5th on the ladder, only 2 wins and a draw before this game tonight. But as we said all along, there's plenty of talent in this Southern Districts side, and if they can gel and put it together, they're a threat to anyone in the competition. And as they've shown by knocking off the 3-time reigning premier and ladder leaders in Nightcliff. So that really opens up the competition for the rest of the year, and the likes of St Mary's and Waratah and Wanderers will be licking their lips at the prospect of climbing up closer to Nightcliff on the ladder.
Absolutely, and people might say Nightcliff had a few out, but Crocs led the game from the get-go, Stu. I think there was only one stage where there might have been a small lead to Southern Districts, and Lee Williams with 4 goals was instrumental for Southern Districts, well supported by Jonathan Ross and Jack Ganley, who kicked 2 down the other end. Kyle Emery tried pretty hard for Nightcliff and also had 4, but as I said, Crocs led the whole game. Dean Staunton, what a captain's game, what a captain he is. Lee Williams, Ganley and Joe Farah just busting himself in that last quarter. He just would do anything to get the win. He was fantastic for Crocs.
Good players all over the ground, Liz, and a just result, I think. Districts really took it to Nightcliff all night, and they'll take plenty of confidence out of that. And so pleasing for Matt Cannard, who hasn't had it all his way this year, and they give themselves a chance and pretty much lock themselves in the top 5 going into the Christmas break. Of course, this is round 9, which means we're halfway through the season now, and so, as I said before, opens up the competition and makes it really exciting for the last 9 rounds and then finals after that, Liz.
Yeah, and the game was played in a really good manner, great sportsmanship, and you see a number of Crocs players go over to Cammy Eilert, who's come out, and of course a lot of them would have been teammates at NT Thunder, so Dylan Barry ran straight over there as everyone shakes hands. So just a great game, Stu, really clean, really good skills, and you could tell how much both teams, wanted to get the win. Brodie Philo, fantastic in the second half, and Sean Wilson. So it's Southern Districts 13-12-90 have defeated Nightcliff 11-10-76. Thank you, Stu.
Thanks, Liz.
That was
great
awesome.
Game, yeah,
great
really
game.
Enjoyed it, and I'm sure the viewers at home did as well, and we'll do it all again next week. There's a game tomorrow for those that want to tune in for St Mary's and Wanderers at Tracy Village Oval.
That's right, St Mary's and Wanderers. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you later on.